Hello everyone, my name is Arun. I'm a life and a leadership coach, and today I'm going to talk about how to motivate a non-performer. Well, if you are a team leader or if you have led a team, then I'm sure you would always have one or two people in your team who are not up to the mark with respect to performance. That's why we call them low performers or poor performers. Well, how to motivate them is the key question. But first, let's identify that who are low performer or poor performers. Now, I generally look at them with respect to behaviors, and that is reflected either through attitudes or through skills. So, if you have any teammate who has low level of skills and low level of behavior in terms of attitude, then definitely they are low performers. And generally, you will see that these are those people who are creating a huge impact in the overall performance. They pull the team down, they pull the motivation of the team down, and bring a lot of stress to everyone in the organization. And no manager wants to have such low performers on their side. So, how to motivate them is the key. And in this video, I'm going to share about 5 to 6 strategies that will help you not only to motivate such non-performers, but also how to bring them into the mainstream and reward them so that they thrive out of their current role and they add value to the entire team. Stay tuned, here they come. So, to motivate a non-performer, the first strategy is to find out the root cause. As I just mentioned, that the basic problem with any individual with respect to low performance is either attitude or skills. So when you find the root cause, whether it is attitude or skills, you can decide and define the strategy to motivate them. But let me tell you that if the issue is attitude, then nothing can be done much except counseling by the HR or by yourself, because attitude is something internal. On the other hand, if the issue is about skills, then definitely it's your role as a manager to train them, to develop them so that they get inspired and they feel motivated that their manager is investing time on them. There could be sometimes a challenge with respect to expectation setting, because they may feel that the expectations at your end are much higher while their capabilities are lower, which means that they may have low confidence. So your interventions on putting a pat on their back, giving them that confidence and setting the expectation right can help them to feel motivated, because you will always realize that it is not always the fault at the reps end or your teammates end. It can always have a fault at your end. So it's important to set up meetings to set the expectation at the right level and invest time training and development of your teammates so that they can come at par. The strategy number 2 is unbiased approach. Many a times, a lot of managers are full of anger, frustration towards a non-performer because they see that either they have a capability issue or they have an attitudinal issue, and due to which they become biased towards that particular individual and they start micromanaging that person. Many a times these managers are so particular that they always find fault with such people. Now, if you approach this, you will not be able to motivate that person. So in that situation, you really need to focus on the facts, that what exactly is happening rather than the person itself. And once you focus on the facts, you will be able to improve your communication, go into the root cause and find out the areas where you can develop that person. This will surely help these people when you go by an unbiased approach, and then you start giving your heart out in building confidence in them by building on their capabilities and training needs that they are expecting from you. Now we move to step number 3, and that is having a conversation. Now that you have gathered facts, you have also gathered the root cause. Now it's time to sit across and speak to the individual about the performance issues that are pulling the organization down, that are pulling the team down, and that are pulling himself down. And that is leading to a lot of stress. Make him comfortable and ask questions that how he can turn around this performance. instill a lot of confidence by telling him that he can still do a better job and there is nothing lost so far. And also a very important tip is don't push to give him an answer immediately. Rather give him a space to come back in few days with a concrete action plan which is workable, which is achievable, and which can definitely turn around the performance. Step number 4 or strategy number 4 is coach the employee. Now, if the employee is not interested in coaching or getting coached from you, you cannot do anything. As I said, if it is an attitudinal issue, nobody can do anything. But if the employee is open for coaching, it's time to plan, it's time to sit with the employee and set the roadmap of improvement plans, action plans on a piece of paper with tangible guidelines in terms of their development, in terms of actionable areas which can bring measurable results. Now that's where you as a manager start playing the role of a coach in bringing the developmental part in your employee. But if the employee is not open to coaching, then I think this is the time that you should start thinking that you ease out that employee from the system, because attitude cannot be taught because it is internal. Now the next step is very simple, that is follow up and monitor. Now that you have made a plan, now that you have made a strategy, now it's important that you need to follow up regularly with a time interval so that you are ensuring that your employee is achieving success on the path that you both have created to achieve the performance issues. And that is what is going to help them feel motivated. But if you leave them alone without any monitoring and feedback and you give them a surprise that you are not up to the mark, this will definitely demotivate them back to square one. So it's important that you observe those improvement areas time to time and you encourage the employee that the steps that they are taking, they are in the right path, and you are always there to support them and monitor them so that they can achieve those success paths. Now the strategy number 6 is reward these employees. Now, if you find that these employees are bringing a turnaround in their performance, whether in terms of their achievement, in terms of their targets, or in terms of their behavior, then definitely you should reward them, because this will help them to boost their confidence. Not only that they will be able to contribute better, but this will also create a very cohesive environment within the team to bring the overall performance at par or beyond expectation. So rewarding an employee, whether it is on the business performance or on behavioral performance, you must reward them. And that is one step that will take them ahead. So I'm sure you would have now got some fair idea about how to motivate a non-performer or a low performer if you have one in your team. And that is so crucial as a manager, because this is the biggest satisfaction you get when you are able to bring a turnaround in your team who comes from a non-performance to a high performance. There is no other bigger reward than this, to have helped an employee to reach its full potential. And that is the true role of a manager. I look forward to your comments, your feedbacks on this video that I have made. And also, if you find this video useful, do share it with your friends and like and subscribe this channel. I'll be coming back more with more stuff on this channel, so stay tuned.